What's up, guys?
What's up, guys?
What's up, guys? So, Beauty and the Beast,
Kong Skull Island,
Logan,
Episode 8, Last Jedi teaser
best
trailer.
love letters to Hollywood that we've
This
ever
film
seen.
is a masterpiece. So, until the next time, goodbye.
Isle of Dogs is directed by Wes Anderson, and this is another film that I was really looking forward to because nobody makes films like Wes Anderson. I'd say he's one of the few directors that when you're watching one of their films, you just know that it's one of their films. His style is so distinctive that you just know that this is a Wes Anderson film. So when I first saw the trailer for this film, I thought, wow, Wes Anderson is finally coming back to stop motion after the great Fantastic Mr. Fox, which is all the way back in 2009. So he's taken a while to come back to it, and Fantastic Mr. Fox was the sign of what he could do with stop motion animation, and based on the trailer, I was just really looking forward to see what he could do next, what story he could tell next in this form of stop motion animation. And I can safely say that this is honestly my favourite film of the year so far. So basically, in the world of Isle of Dogs, it's set in a futuristic dystopian Japan where the mayor Kobayashi has ordered all of the dogs in Japan to be exiled to this island of trash called Trash Island. There's been this outbreak of canine flu that could be affecting people soon, so he chooses what he thinks is the best method to end this crisis and take all the dogs and drop them onto this island, and that's where our story takes place. Because the mayor's adopted son Atari wants to go after his dog after his own dog has been taken to Trash Island, and it tells the story of Atari looking for his dog and the way that living on this island and this whole world affects the dogs on that island. And it's all brought to life in typical Wes Anderson style, which I couldn't have loved anymore. This is one of the funniest, most gorgeous looking films of the year. It tells a story that takes twists and turns filled with heartwarming emotion. The visuals are stunning to look at, the animation, the painstaking attention to detail, and it all merges together with Wes Anderson's signature style so well. It just forms one perfect, unique concoction that just reminds me of why I love seeing different films. This is a very, very unique and original film that creates its own world, and it creates a world that feels lived in and realistic, but the amount of detail that has been put into this film is just a pleasure to watch, and honestly couldn't wait to see the next twist and turn that the film was going to take. Every scene surprised me. I was constantly looking forward to see what the next scene would bring, because every new scene brought something different. As is the case with all of Wes Anderson's other films, I actually recently rewatched Grand Budapest Hotel, which I loved. That's his last film, which was 4 years ago, so you can see how much time it takes for him to make these films. Isle of Dogs has flawless attention to detail, and every scene serves a purpose. As I mentioned before, it's also really funny. It's got typical Wes Anderson deadpan dialogue. The voice cast is excellent. Wes Anderson always assembles a massive cast, and lots of his regulars are here. Bill Murray, Edward Norton, Jeff Goldblum, Tilda Swinton, so many other great voices are in this. And when they bring to life the dialogue from Wes Anderson's endless imagination, it just combines to form one experience that I cannot wait to have again. The design for the film is gorgeous. The look of futuristic Japan is second to none. I really felt like this was a world that could exist, and simply from the opening scene is brilliant. The opening scene immediately sets up the tone of the film, the darkly humorous tone, the futuristic world, and basically how the rest of the film is going to be. And it sets that all up within the first few minutes, and from those first few minutes I knew that I was going to love this film. The look of Trash Island as well, where these dogs have been exiled to, is gorgeous, and the way that stop motion just moves and how everything looks, it was just a pleasure to watch. The fights, the scraps between dogs, the individual hairs on their heads, you can see that everything has been designed to a painstaking degree. I actually read that there's this one scene in the film where someone makes sushi. That one scene took 8 months to create. It's crazy how much detail was put into this film, and it really paid off. The musical score is also brilliant. I think it's probably the best score of the year so far. It's a drum-heavy score, and it fits the style and tone combined with the Japanese culture that the film celebrates really well. Again, the world building is so effective in this film that I really felt like I was truly experiencing something unique and completely of its own. It creates its own identity within its first few minutes, and you just get sucked into this world that feels completely different from anything you've ever seen before. The story takes a ton of interesting twists and turns. The main character of Chief, played by Bryan Cranston, he has a great character arc, and really the story just hits you with emotion, because in the end it all boils down to a boy looking for his lost dog. Atari, the son of Mayor Kobayashi, who ordered all these dogs to be exiled to Trash Island, he's looking for his lost dog Spots. And that's what it all boils down to, the relationship between a boy and his dog. And the relationship between someone and their pet is something that pretty much everyone has experienced. Or not even a pet, you can relate this to a relationship between a person and another person. It's just that loving relationship really brings just a beating heart to this film. And there are some scenes of genuine emotion, like really heartbreaking emotion, that just really hit me. The film has actually been criticised for the way that it handles Japanese culture. I disagree with that completely. I just thought that the way that Wes Anderson incorporates Japanese culture into the film was great, and I never thought it was offensive or anything. I thought that it celebrates Japanese culture excellently. And you can see in interviews that Wes Anderson loves Japanese culture and that he really wants to make the film the best that it could be. I basically only have two minor flaws with the film. One is the character of Tracy, voiced by Greta Gerwig. I didn't think that she was entirely necessary. Near the end of the film, she does seem to have a purpose, but I thought that her character wasn't entirely justified, and they could have reworked some of the things that she does in a different way to really not have her in the film. She doesn't tank the film at all. She's always an engaging presence. I just didn't think that she served a great purpose in the film. And when it was on her, I always wish that we were back with the dogs on Trash Island in the main story. Also, the film is weird and quirky and inventive and imaginative, but there were some moments that were so completely off the wall crazy that you do lose track of the plot sometimes. And sometimes Wes Anderson went so over the top with the weirdness and the craziness and the inventiveness that he sometimes lost track of the actual important things that were supposed to be going on. Other than literally those two minor nitpicks, I loved Isle of Dogs, honestly. It was an adorable film. I could see myself seeing this film many times again. One last thing, when you see Isle of Dogs, because I really hope you see it, I cannot recommend it enough, you are going to love the puppies, okay? I won't say anything more. Puppies. Watch out for them. Once again, I cannot recommend Isle of Dogs enough. I'm going to give it an A. Definitely go out and see this. I know it hasn't quite hit its wide release yet. It's been limited, but this week I think it is opening up into more theatres, so please, please, please go and see it. I'm extremely happy to say that Wes Anderson has done it again, and he's provided a film that is so unique and different and outside from the mainstream that I seriously could not be more happy or excited to talk about. So, those are my thoughts on Isle of Dogs. If you've seen it already, let me know what you think. Seriously, I want to talk about this film. And if you haven't seen it, go and see it. Even if you don't like dogs, even if you don't like Wes Anderson, go and see it for a unique story, a unique style of animation, and just a really, really great, enjoyable film. As always, like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do, and until the next time, goodbye.